Good morning. If you could take your seats, please. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Julian Heather, and I'm chair of the Faculty Senate. I have to say that being a chair of the Faculty Senate, I have tools that make getting everybody's attention so much easier. I just hit something with my gavel, it makes a loud noise, and everybody shuts up. This was a little more challenging this morning, but thank you for cooperating. Welcome back. I hope you've had a good summer. As I said, I'm chair of the Faculty Senate, and one of the enjoyable parts of my job is that I get to meet the new faculty during the new faculty orientation. And meeting them got me thinking and reminiscing about my own time as a new faculty member when I joined the campus in 2003. I had memories of excitement, memories of trepidation, and memories of chickens. Okay, I think I can divide the room. Half the room have been around at least as long as I have and know what I'm talking about. The other half think I'm very strange right now. So let me explain. When I got here in 2003, and I don't know how long they'd been here, but there were chickens on campus. They used to roam around making chicken noises. Okay? It was part of our campus culture. My former chair, Sherry Meyer, is sitting here nodding her head because she was on my hiring committee, and they told me things like, Sac State's a wonderful place, great students, great faculty. We're close to Tahoe, we're close to San Francisco, we're close to Napa, and we have chickens. And this was strangely effective. I'd hear stories from my colleagues who would tell me about classes that had to stop because the chickens outside the window were making too much noise. There were even, okay, this is how much it was part of the culture. There were even t-shirts in the bookstore that had Sacramento State with a picture of a chicken underneath it. I owned one. I wore it for a long time. That's probably why I'm still obsessed with the chickens. Okay? Now, all this reminiscing got me wondering, 14 years from now, when they dust me off and they say, Julian, you were around in 2017, what do you remember from that time? Well, it won't be the chickens, they're long gone. And that part of the culture that was based around chickens, weird though it was, is long gone. But that's what I'll remember, I think, cultural change. We've had a lot of cultural change on this campus in the last 2 years since the arrival of President Nelsen. He brings to the campus a huge energy, a great pride in Sac State and the Hornet family, an unwavering dedication to students. Last year in the fall address, he described 4 imperatives for the campus, all of which I think are having an impact on our culture and will continue to have an impact in years to come as the different campus constituencies find ways of enacting them and enabling them. I don't know what he's going to tell us today. He didn't tell me. Shame on you. But I am looking forward to hearing this address, hearing what he tells us, perhaps, I don't know, this is hypothesizing, perhaps updates on the initiatives, perhaps new initiatives, I don't know. But I'm interested in hearing where this may take, and thinking about where his speech may take us for the future in terms of developing the campus, changing its culture, and giving us things that we can strive towards. I guess this is the point where I should probably shut up so that you can learn what he has to tell us. So I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming President Robert Nelsen to the campus.
Chickens. We have turkeys now. I've titled this fall address as From Transition to Transformation, the Year in Motion. Change is all around us, and I will focus on that change shortly. But first, I want to remind everyone of our mission. Our mission statement reads, as California's capital university, we transform lives by preparing students for leadership, service, and success. We are here to serve our students, to serve them in the most turbulent times that I know of since the war in Vietnam. Our students may be vulnerable, but our students are strong, and they are courageous. They are also smart. Twitter limits each post to 140 characters. Our Sac State first-year students have already figured out how to post entire letters to the University of Virginia students on Twitter. Yes, on Twitter, a group of @Sac State's 21s reached out to UVA's class of 2021. I can't avoid a sidebar here before I get to their message, a message that deeply touched my heart and will bring tears to your eyes. Our first-year students, our freshmen, are already planning to graduate in 4 years. They have named themselves the Sac State 21s. They have the finish in 4 mindset. They will graduate in 4 years. 27 plus 4 equals 2021. Even an arts and letters guy like myself can figure that out. But back to our first-year students, please allow me to ask a spokesperson for a group of Sac State 21s to come forth and read the letter that they wrote. The letter that I reposted on Twitter with the following message. Shannon and @Sac State 21s, you have great hearts and make the #Hornet family proud. United, we will overcome bigotry and racism. Stingers up. Shannon, please come up. Shannon here is one of our first-year students, and I want you to hear what she and the others had to say to the students of the University of Virginia.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, President Nelsen, for the opportunity to share this with you all today. To the University of Virginia class of 2021, in wake of recent events occurring in Charlottesville, a group of Sacramento State's class of 2021 reaches out to you in hopes of inspiring unity, acceptance, and encouragement in the face of such turmoil. At this critical moment in all of our lives, it is more important than ever to stand up for what is right. Stand up against racism. Stand up against ignorance. And stand up against outright hatred. Although the events in Charlottesville are terribly reminiscent of our nation's darkest moments, they have illuminated remaining racist sentiments throughout our country and have provided an opportunity for us to speak up in opposition. Above all, we condemn the racism displayed by self-proclaimed white nationalists during the past days in Charlottesville, Virginia. In addition, these horrifically violent acts in the name of white supremacy and Nazism displayed in Charlottesville are abhorrent and disturbing. We are angered by the leaders in this country who have failed to denounce this bigotry and ignorance to the necessary extent. While we retain many grievances about the current situation in Charlottesville, our hopes are not to create further division. Rather, our goals are: 1, to establish solidarity among Sac State 21s, UVA 21s, and all other students wishing to unite under mutual love and respect for one another. 2, to take a strong stand against any form of discrimination, whether it be on our respective campuses or anywhere else in our lives. And 3, to communicate with one another by any means possible in hopes of learning more about our fellow students to gain a better understanding of our diverse nation and its diverse students. We have a moral obligation to continue the work of those who fought so hard for justice before us in years past. In 1967, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. traveled to Sacramento State in hopes of inspiring a generation of students much like ourselves. This October, our school will celebrate the 50th anniversary of that event. In light of the spirit of Martin Luther King and the millions of others who took a stand against ignorance during the civil rights movement, we maintain the idea that not only are all men and women created equal, but violence is never an option. In the words of Dr. King himself, we agree, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Thus, despite the 3,000 miles of separation between our campuses, we nevertheless stand with you for the sake of justice and hope throughout our entire country. Furthermore, we reach out to you, UVA's class of 2021, in order to inspire nonviolent resistance against bigotry, along other universities that have done the same: Vassar, Pomona, Yale, Williams College, Columbia, and Dartmouth. Together, we create something stronger than the hatred spread by those in Charlottesville: hope, bravery, and justice. In solidarity, members of Sacramento State's class of 2021. Thank you.
I told you so. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for joining the Hornet family and moving us forward. This letter stands for itself. It stands for the integrity, the brilliance, and the hearts of our students. Shannon, I am truly proud of you and of all our SAC 21s and of all of our students. I believe in our future, in the future of Sacramento State and our nation, because I believe in you. The day before the tragedy at Charlottesville, we witnessed the transformative power of Sacramento State right here in this ballroom. Just as we saw what is right with our students in America, with the letter penned by Shannon and the members of the Sacramento State class of 2021, we witnessed the power of Sacramento State education and of love. The afternoon before the Nazis and white supremacists marched on the University of Virginia, we had a celebration of one of our alumni, the new police chief of Sacramento, the first African-American police chief in Sacramento, the first police chief who was arrested at age 16 for assaulting a police officer. An adopted son of a father who died when he was hit by a drunk driver. A College of Business graduate, the former police chief of Roseville, my friend and colleague on a line Capital Region. Another phenomenal student who is a leader, who is serving Sacramento and our nation, and who, as our mission statement says, is a success. A student who was transformed by our faculty and our staff, Daniel Hahn. Please roll the video.
Good luck. Semester to go. Good luck.
I'm proud
Good
of you.
luck. Semester to go. Good luck.
I'm proud of you.
Both of you guys made it Sac State.
Hello, I'm Daniel Hahn, police chief in the city of Sacramento. The opportunity to come back and serve Sacramento as police chief was something that I couldn't really turn down, because this is where I grew up, this is where I've lived my whole life, and the opportunity to give back to my community was too much to pass over. I think we need to... The business school here at Sac State was outstanding to prepare me to be a police officer. There's many, many things that I learned in business classes that can be applied to being a police chief, as a police officer, as a captain, all the different positions I've had. All the law enforcement agencies in this region, there's way more Sac State graduates than any other university. I think one of the most important things a student can do is find what their passion is, as opposed to finding a profession.
Okay.
Let's take Grandma.
Let's go.
Oh, happy day! Oh, happy day! Oh, happy day!
This swearing in today is about community. I can't think of too many places that are more important to our city and our community and our youth and the future of our community than this, my alma mater, Sac State. A successful university, Sac State, is critical to the future of our town.
The duties upon which I am about to enter.
The duties of which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, Chief.
Sac State is an outstanding university that served me and many others very well, and there's no replacing a college degree. I'm Daniel Hahn, and I was made at Sac State.
Oh, happy day! Happy day! Oh, happy day!
Daniel Hahn was born in Humboldt, the child of an African American and a Caucasian who weren't ready for the responsibility of being parents. He was adopted by a white couple from Sacramento. He lost his adopted father before he could remember his father. His mother, and you saw her there beside him, his mother moved to Oak Park so that he could be with people who looked like him and who would help her raise her son. At age 16, as I said, he was arrested. At age 19, while a student, he became a police officer. As a young officer, he heard a call over his police radio that someone who was associated with dealing drugs had been killed in an area Officer Hahn knew all too well. He went to the scene and identified his brother. And then he called his mother on her birthday to tell her that her son had been killed. He rose up the ranks, and he chose to come back to Sacramento State to be sworn in as Sacramento's police chief here. And he wore on his lapel his Made at Sac State pin when he was sworn in. There are many stories about our students, about their heroism. Let me tell you one more story. The story of another Sac State student, another hero, Will Stewart. Will is a student in our paramedic program. The program requires that the students do an internship. Will was at a coffee shop getting ready for an interview for an internship with an ambulance service in San Luis Obispo. When he heard someone coughing, what he says was the wrong type of cough. He looked up and saw a man walking around in circles holding his chest. Will leapt up, grabbed the man, and performed the Heimlich maneuver. The man survived because of Will and owes Will his life. But Will doesn't even know his name. He forgot to ask. Will, in his head, was still preparing for his interview. The perfect student. The perfect Sac State student. Will did get the internship, and during the interview, he didn't even think to mention that he had just saved someone's life. Yes, our students save lives. Shake the person's hand whom they've just saved, and then go and get the job done. Will you please stand with your parents and your friends so that we can salute you? Turn around so they can see you. Two standing ovations for other people, not for me yet. Can't believe I said that. As I noted, our faculty and our staff transforms lives by preparing students for leadership, service, and success. And then those students go out into the world and transform others' lives. That is the beauty of Sac State. But I have to admit that transformation is often painful and can sometimes be ugly. Ask our students. Many of them feel the pain as the faculty transform them into scientists, politicians, healthcare workers, business leaders, philosophers, artists, engineers, citizens of the world, leaders. But they also feel the love, especially at graduation. For the last 2 years, and even before I came here, Sac State has been in transition. Transitioning from a commuter college to a destination university. Transitioning from a college that had not built a new academic building since the Academic Information Resources Center in 2005 to a campus building a new 5-story science building. Transitioning from a campus with few student amenities to a campus with a new dining hall for students, with a new resident hall overlooking the river, with the well, and now with a 71,000 square foot enhanced student union. From a campus without an executive director of equity, inclusion, and diversity, to a campus guided by the imperative on inclusion and diversity, where belonging is crucial. From a campus that was hiring 20+ faculty per year to a campus that is hiring over 80 faculty per year, 40% who are faculty of color, and 60% who are women. From a campus where 56 of the students took developmental courses to a campus where only 15% of the students will take developmental math courses this fall. From a campus where for 30 years, our graduation rate hovered around 8%, to a campus where we have a projected 12% four-year graduation rate this year, a 36% increase. From a campus where in 2013, only 27% of our students took 15 credits, to a campus where 84% of our new freshmen have pledged to take 15 credits. This most recent year, nearly 50% of the freshmen took 30 credits in their first year and passed those classes. From a campus with outdated science labs to a campus that is breaking ground on September 18th for a new science building with 30 new state-of-the-art labs. To quote my fourth favorite philosopher, the times, they are a-changing. But there is pain, angst, and ugliness in that change. I have to be honest. We're building a new parking garage, which translates to 650 fewer parking spaces, all of Lot 1 lost this fall. We're losing an additional 243 parking spaces and 12 motorcycle spaces beside the bookstore where the new science building will be erected, for a net loss of 915 spaces. Yeah. Fortunately, the parking structure will be finished by January 28th, which will add 1,750 new spaces for a net gain of 835 parking spaces. As an aside, did you know that the new parking structure is being built so that it can potentially become a residence hall once we advance as a society and get people out of their individual vehicles? Pretty cool, right? Yes, Sacramento State is transforming not only our students, but itself. All in all, as far as parking goes, we're transforming from a sleepy campus where everyone could park next to his or her building to a campus where we need to walk some distance to our buildings and to our classrooms. I am hoping that you're all counting your steps and logging them into calorie counters. What worries me most is our students. The collective bargaining agreement requires the university to provide the faculty with the same number of parking spaces as we have provided them in the past, and we will. But our students have no such protection. We have opened 1,000 slots at our Ramona Avenue parking lot, and we'll be running shuttles every 15 minutes. But I ask the faculty to be patient if students are late to class. To me, parking is the least important element in us moving from transitioning to transforming. As I mentioned, 84% of our students are intending to sign up for 15 credits. Last year, 64% of the freshmen took 15 credits. In 1 year, our 4-year graduation rate has increased to 12%, well beyond 8%. Our 6-year graduation rate has increased to 48.9%. We're almost to 50%. And our 2-year graduation rate for transfer students has risen from 27 to 32%. You should give yourselves a round of applause. I want to remind you that these numbers are real students. Students in our classes, students in the student union, at football and basketball games, in the workforce. The Finish in 4 campaign is working, and I am proud of the work of our advisors and our faculty. And I'm proud, for example, of the work that the Math Education and Preparation Task Force is doing. They're providing students with clear and straightforward pathways to obtain developmental math education and quantitative reasoning. They're reducing the math remediation rate at Sac State. They're eliminating non-credit-bearing remediation courses in math. I'm equally proud that with the help of Student Affairs, Information Resources and Technology, the advisors, the associate deans, the faculty, Smart Planner is fully activated for over 289 programs and concentrations. 62% of our students have begun to create their degree plans in Smart Planner. As we progress to a fully implemented advising system, Smart Planner will be a critical tool for our students and for our faculty. I call on all of our faculty and staff to embrace Smart Planner, to get 100% of our students using Smart Planner. These transitions are not easy, as I said. For some, they are frightening. And there is a small minority, I know, who believe that we're moving too fast and taking too many risks. But we are going to continue moving forward, and we are moving forward. As I said, this is a year in motion. We will continue with the 4 imperatives that Julian mentioned and that I announced last year. 1, the graduation initiative. The Finish in 4 through in 2 campaign are moving forward as the numbers that I just mentioned show. 2, diversity. The Office of Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity is fully functional and has a budget. It will be rolling out a climate survey this year, and administrators, many faculty and staff, and many students have received already unconscious bias training. Philanthropy. We're in the midst of raising $20 million for the new science building and doubling the number of scholarships. By the way, we raised $26.1 million last year, $8 million more than the year before, double what we had raised the year before that. The communications and marketing units have been reunited under university advancement, and we will announce a new vice president for university advancement next week. And UEI, thank you, UEI, is leading the California State Employees Giving at Work, our Promise campaign, where we raised the most money of any college or university in California last year, $66,723, and we will do the same this year. Four, community and civic involvement. The Task Force for Community Engagement is continuing its work. The Transgender Inclusion Task Force has produced its initial report. And Sacramento State Downtown, the official name of what we've been calling the downtown campus at 304 S Street, is moving forward under the management of Vice President Phil Garcia. We will stay on course. We will also stay on course with an extra imperative that we added last year: safety. As I'm sure everyone knows, we had 3 major events involving safety on our campus last year. First, we found lead dust in Santa Clara Hall, which required major cleaning by an outside firm. Second, thanks to a project led by Professor Jeffrey Ferran, we discovered elevated levels of lead in 43 drinking sources on campus. We tested over 800 sources to be certain that our campus would be safe, and replaced parts, added filters, and shut down 5 sources to alleviate the problem. As announced in yesterday's SACSEN, we will be testing 3 additional fountains that Dr. Ferran tested this summer and found to be over 15 parts per billion. Third, we had a serious chemical spill that has resulted in us changing many of our laboratory practices, advertising for a new laboratory safety officer, and amplifying our training. Safety and health are critical for our campus, and each division has been asked to make safety a high budget priority. That is why we will be investing $965,000 in fire alarms and putting sprinklers in this very ballroom and the other ballrooms in the student union. And that is why we will become, on September 1st, a tobacco-free campus. We want to get things right at the university, but I don't want to lose our focus and our emphasis on the students in this year in motion. I began this address with Shannon and her fellow students because what had happened at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville frightened me and continues to frighten me. I suspect that most of you are not on Twitter. I can't believe that I am on Twitter. As a natural skeptic, I assume that most of you have not read what I wrote after what happened after Charlottesville. I tweeted out the following tweet: heartbroken by events at Charlottesville and UVA. We denounce racism and white supremacy, not at Sac State, not anywhere. Hashtag Hornet Family. I had only 140 characters that afternoon. I wasn't as smart as Shannon. I didn't know there was a way around the 140 character limit. Parents are frightened. Why should they send their students, their children, to our campus, to any campus? Will they be safe? Our students are afraid too. I sent out the following SAC-SEND the next day. Most of you were not back at campus, so I'm going to read it to you. As I reflect on the events of the past few days, a celebration of diversity and inclusion on our campus with the swearing in of the new Sacramento Chief of Police, alumnus Daniel Hahn, and the display of terrorist hate in Charlottesville, it is clear that we must decide who we are as a society. I was shocked and dismayed by the violence and hate demonstrated by the white supremacists at the University of Virginia and in Charlottesville over the weekend. And I am heartbroken about those who were injured or killed as a result. The actions of the white supremacists and nationalists were a demonstration of cowardice, not of patriotism. Each of us shares the responsibility of speaking out against what happened there. We have to denounce racism, anti-Semitism, and white supremacy. I've shared in previous messages, we must continue to have difficult conversations on our campus, but we must also continue to support one another. As part of our Hornet Code, we will continue our commitment to promoting an inclusive campus community that values our diversity. We are a Hornet family, and I ask that we stand together against hate that has no place in our country. We are stronger together. At Sacramento State, we will continue to make inclusion a priority and to celebrate our diverse community. Last Friday on our campus, Daniel Hahn was sworn in as Sacramento's first Black police chief. He represents a new and exciting beginning for the city and for leadership in our community. At 3 p.m. Friday, September 22nd, in the Hind Auditorium, we will welcome Dr. Miguel Gallardo to speak on multicultural and social justice. And on Monday, October 16th, a full day of events is scheduled to honor the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. speaking at Sacramento State. We will celebrate his legacy and contributions to the world. I am proud that we have a plan moving forward. I look forward to the Martin Luther King celebration, but I must remind everyone what I said in another SAC-SEND. Words matter. Hate matters. Calling students illegals is wrong, simply wrong. Making unfounded accusations against colleagues is equally wrong. Hatred is wrong. Instead, I'm calling on you. I'm calling on each of you. I'm calling on all the Hornet family to declare to ourselves and to everyone and to actually make our campus a hate-free campus. To become so will be much more painful than missing parking places. It will be harder than attending celebrations or taking unconscious bias training. But we Hornets have the capacity in our collective Hornet heart to be a hate-free campus and to be the first campus in the United States to define what it means to be a hate-free campus. We have watched campuses fall apart. and sometimes explode. Do we want this degradation to take place on our beloved campus? Will we let ourselves lose our integrity and our honor? I hope and I believe not. Let's dedicate this year in motion to becoming a hate-free campus. Let's dedicate it, and let's dedicate ourselves to being hate-free. We cannot be anything like what happened in Charlottesville. We cannot be consumed by hatred. We are hornets. We are different. We can and will transform the campus, our students, and ourselves. We will denounce hatred, bigotry, name-calling, and violence. But we will do more than denounce. We will transform. Stingers up! Thank you. Have a great year.